would like to call to order the Churchville-Chili Central School District Board of Education business meeting of June 8th, 2021. May we start with the pledge? Please stand with me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to, usually I give my board president remarks. I would like to have a motion to amend the agenda to put my board president remarks after our award ceremony over across the hall. You have a motion to amend? Kristen, second by Mike G. All those in favor? Thank you. Approval of our agenda. May I have a motion to, amend? We already amended that agenda item. There's another amendment item. Do you want me to wait and do that later?
It's up to you. Either one's fine. I can use the same if everybody's okay with it.
Okay. So may I also ask you to approve an amendment to the agenda to add a business action item, corrective action plan for the internal audit of June 30th? Steve, second by Mike G. All those in favor? Great, thank you. And approval of the May 25th, 2021 minutes. Amy, second by John. All those in favor? Anyone opposed or needing to abstain? Okay, thank you. We do have some presentations across the hall tonight, so we're going to move to across the hall to do those presentations.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to see all of you in person and recognize so many of our students in the high school this evening. So we're so thankful to have you here. We'd like to begin by recognizing our CCC awards, and to introduce that is our Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, Mr. Julio Bosco.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. In 2004, the Churchville-Chili Commendation Awards, better known as the CCC Awards, were established by the school district to honor those students, staff, parents, and community members who work each and every day to make a difference in our schools. The purpose of the CCC is to recognize those unique and personal contributions that exemplify the district's core beliefs, which include treating each other with mutual respect, dignity, and honesty. We believe that these individuals here tonight possess characteristics and traits that emphasize our core beliefs and make Churchville-Chili a great place to live, learn, and to work. Here to present the high school CCC awards are Mr. Wilson, Mr. Calabufo, Mrs. DeWald, and Mr. Klein, and board member, Dr. Cheryl Repass.
Pardon me while I straighten my beard a little bit here. Good evening, everyone. It is my distinct pleasure to be here this evening with such a nice crowd. I can go ahead and say that now. And the CCC is a great time for us during the school year to gather and to recognize some individuals that really stand out. Bear with me here. Okay, just want to make sure I have my materials. So this evening, I do have three assistant principals from the high school, Ms. DeWald, Mr. Colabufo, and Mr. Klein. They're going to be assisting myself this evening to present the awards and to recognize individual students. And to begin this evening, I'm going to introduce Ms. DeWald. When you hear your name, oh, thank you. How about applause? Yes. In order to put some order to the presentations, I'm going to have her read the name, and we're going to ask those individuals to come up and stand next to the podium to be recognized.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to recognize Caleb Bailey as a recipient of this year's CCC award. Caleb is a student who always goes out of his way to say hi each day. He smiles brightly and helps create a positive school climate in the halls and classrooms. He has always presented himself in a positive and respectful manner. He's an intelligent, articulate young man with a high level of motivation and commitment to school, community, and personal achievement. Caleb has been an active member of his senior class, serving as class officer. He has gone above and beyond to create positive experiences for his fellow classmates in a year that has presented many challenges. He has been an active voice in planning events, writing articles for our school newsletter, volunteering his time to distribute senior signs, lanyards, and plan our senior ball. Without hesitation, I congratulate Caleb Bailey.
We did rehearse this.
Our next recipient is Christopher Jodine. Christopher is a model student. He is able to work collaboratively and independently. He takes ownership of his education and is making the most of all of the opportunities available to him. He has excelled in all of his classes and will be challenging himself by becoming an IB diploma candidate. He is respectful to everyone and a great representative of Churchville-Chili. Christopher is definitely going to be a great leader. He has already proven that this year, as he has been able to excel at the same time this year by leading his Boy Scout troop as the senior patrol leader. And this year is a real monumental year to take on the senior patrol leader, and they were very active. So congratulations, Christopher.
It's my pleasure to introduce you to the next Triple C Award winner, Liba Kadir. Liba is an exceptional student and human being. Her academic drive is matched with a seemingly unending desire to help others and make our school and community a better place. Her cheerful, positive personality is both delightful and infectious. She truly exemplifies our district core beliefs. Liba's academic achievements are impressive. She has challenged herself throughout her career and is a candidate for an international baccalaureate diploma. Outside of the classroom, Liba has been a role model through her active participation in organizations such as National Honor Society, DASA, LINK, Masterminds, Foreign Language Club, and Art Club. Liba has also made a very positive impact on our community through things like volunteering in the ICU and ER at the local hospital. It will be an honor to know Liba will be representing Churchville-Chili when she attends the University of Buffalo in the fall, where she intends to study biology with the goal of one day becoming a pediatrician. Congratulations, Liba.
Kiera Terranova. Hi, Mr. Wilson. Kiera is nominated for a Triple C Award. She exemplifies, demonstrates our core beliefs that everyone needs to take ownership for advancing the learning of themselves and for others. Kiera is one of Churchville-Chili's outstanding student leaders, and her leadership permeates her personality. As a high school junior, she maintains a laser focus on her school responsibilities and is keenly aware of how the work she puts in today will have a direct impact on her future tomorrow. She demonstrates leadership by serving as class president and is active with the Senior High School Executive Council and Choral Council. Additionally, Kiera is one of the lead members of the Senior High Morning Show. Kiera takes ownership for advancing her own learning through leadership, and consequently, her leadership advances her learning of others as being an active and inspiring role model for her peers. Kiera is highly involved, is highly motivated and self-directed student leader. She balances a full schedule of IB level courses and consistently earns honor roll status. When she isn't organizing a fundraiser or planning a prom or reciting the Pledge of Allegiance with the morning announcements, and also putting up with my dad jokes. She's very good at eye rolling, by the way. She enjoys singing and dancing at the high school. I'd like to present Kiara Terranova with the Triple C Award. Okay. And lastly, I'd like to invite staff member Julie Walsh to the podium, please, to be recognized. Julie loves being in the spotlight, don't you? I'm very pleased to present a Triple C Award to Julie Walsh. She represents all of our core beliefs, but a couple that really stand out deeply is treating others with mutual respect, dignity, and honesty. And also, everyone learns best when they're engaged in meaningful active work. Social worker Julie Walsh is an integral part of our mental health team at the senior high school. She's a hard worker and is extremely knowledgeable about child behavior and mental health interventions. On a daily basis, she demonstrates kindness, respect, and compassion with her students, her co-workers, and our parents. She's highly skilled with collaboration, creativity, and brainstorming when engaging with her team members. She maintains an open mind and exhibits mutual respect when working through a crisis incidents or maintaining support plans for our students and their families. She provides a great sense of calm and confidence when our staff and students need it most. I want to stress that, especially this year. She provides a great sense of calm and confidence when our staff and students need it most, including the principal. Since coming on board with the district, Julie's expertise in social work and specifically with trauma-informed care has made a huge difference in the lives of our students and families. Additionally, she brings great insight as she serves on multiple building and district teams, including our TIG team, which stands for trauma, illness, and grief, our building crisis teams, RTI, and our mental health team. So I am very pleased to present Julie Walsh with a Triple C Award this year. Thank you, everyone. Oh, don't go too far. We will take a photo at the conclusion of the ceremony, but go back to your seats at the end. Thank you. Yes.
All right, congratulations, everyone. So this evening, I have the honor of helping to begin a new tradition for our district, which we're very excited about. And that's this new tradition of honoring and recognizing our summa cum laude students this year. Just a little history, our district recently has adopted a model for graduation honors beginning for this school year. This is a result of a 2-year action research study conducted by the 912 Report Card and Grading Advisory Committee several years ago. The new recognition model, commonly called the Latin system, is what we're going to be using. A student's cumulative weighted GPA determines the status of cum laude, which is with honor, magna cum laude, which is with great honor, or summa cum laude with the greatest honor. Additionally, a 4th category of scholastic distinction is in place for students, which will be regardless of GPA, but for students who have taken 5 AP or IB courses and the corresponding exams. The graduation level honor structure will allow students to receive deserved recognition and promotes individual high levels goals during their school years here at Churchville. So without further ado, this evening, we'd like to recognize their summa cum laude students, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wilson to announce the students that will be recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Bosco. I'll drop it. Okay. just a couple more comments. Earlier this year, we did have a honors rolls breakfast where our cum laude graduate award recipients were invited down to have a breakfast treat and were presented with a certificate. At this evening's board meeting, we're going to honor the highest graduate honors. So for our district, out of all the years that students have been here in the high school, through elementary, middle schools, all their years, it comes to this one moment at graduation. So the summa cum laude are truly our highest achieving students, and something we'd be very proud of. So this evening, the students will be called. I have an alphabetical list of names of students. So they'll be called up. They'll be presented with a certificate and also a stole. And I just want to comment on the stoles. We're going to leave them in plastics because, touching this year, but they have a very nice, they'll be displayed with colors at graduation. So this will look very nice with their black gowns. Summa cum laude is noted in orange. And this year we did do a survey to our seniors to pick the colors that they want to be honored. There's no real formal tradition with colors. So since this is the first one, here we are. So with enough said with that, I'd like to honor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call the students up. If you can make your way up this aisle, you'll be presented with your stole. These are for you to keep and to bring to graduation. Okay, so that's important. You don't want to forget them on that Saturday evening. Our magna cum laude and cum laude winners will receive theirs tomorrow during our senior day and graduation rehearsal. So you get a little sneak peek early tonight. I think that's everything. Okay, are we ready? So let me start by recognizing, I'm going to read their name and their college. And if I have their majors, a couple I missed their majors, but I'll try to grab them as they go by. To start, I'd like to honor Adriana Agnello. She'll be attending Binghamton University studying psychology on a pre-med track. Noah Bader. Noah will be attending the University of Rochester with chemistry and a pre-med track. Riley Bauer. Riley will be attending St. John Fisher College to study nursing. Congratulations. Zoe Benz. Zoe will be studying at Mercyhurst University Forensic Science. Adriana Crosis. Sorry. Adriana, I swear I saw her. Nope, okay. Well, she's studying at Hobart William Smith and will be studying French. Elizabeth Daly, she'll be studying at SUNY Cortland Speech Therapy. Kayla Fagan, RIT, undecided. Or have you decided? Not yet. Okay. I thought I'd check. Nothing wrong with that. Brennan Fingler, RIT, chemical engineering. Ryan Hewitson, RIT for engineering. Noah Jenkins, the University of Buffalo, political science. Audrey Coleman, Cornell University, physics and government. John Lefroy, Siena College for actuarial science. Actuarial. I got it right. I'm looking, I'm like, almost. Michael LaPerry, University of Buffalo for business administration. Congratulations. Samuel Lyon, Houghton College for mathematics and computer science. Leah Marin, Damon College physician assistant. You're fine, you're fine. Nicole Mathewson, SUNY Geneseo for biology. Congratulations. My daughter just graduated from there. I just throw that in there. Keegan Metcalf, Quinnipiac University Physical Therapy. It's in Connecticut. Congratulations. Molly Morano, SUNY Oswego Cognitive Science. Chow Wen Ho, Fordham University. Evelyn Patterson, SUNY College of Brockport, anthropology. Sarah Reiners, SUNY Brockport. What's that mean? Oh, biochemistry. Very good. Congratulations. Excellent. I'm always super impressed with the biochemistry majors. That's very, very challenging. Madison Sassone, Binghamton University, undecided. You're doing fine. You didn't decide on it. Okay, that's fine. Heather Shields, RIT. New media design. Thank you. Congratulations. Caitlin Sipes, Grove City College, marketing. Kayla Story, SUNY Geneseo, marketing. Not marketing? My mistake. Bio major. Sorry, my apology. Jada Ward, University of Buffalo Engineering. Leah Ward, University of Buffalo Environmental Engineering. Rex Woodfield, Susquehanna University, Business Management and Computer Science. Juliana Zampatori, Damon College, Physician Assistant. Morgan Zilke, SUNY New Paltz, Adolescent Education and Social Studies. And Madison Zilke, Notre Dame of Maryland University, Nursing. Just take a moment. That's a lot of great majors and a lot of great achievements. Personal message from me to all of you. Thank you for everything you've done over the years. I'm not going to make it about this year because this is an achievement that is really culminates all of your years here at Churchville-Chili from kindergarten right up till this moment. So congratulations. And I'm looking forward to putting on an incredible commencement ceremony and greeting all of you and your families to wish you well. Thank you very much. Congratulations. But wait, there's more. Yes. So if you don't mind stepping forward, Audrey Coleman, if you could step forward, our valedictorian, John Lafroy. It's our salutatorian. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations. And now, pictures.
So at this time on our agenda, we have the senior class officers who wanted to provide a welcome and an invitation to our Board of Education for graduation. Would the officers please come forward?
Good evening, Dr. Elogio, Mr. Bosco, Mr. Vito, and Mr. Nardone, and members of the Board of Education. My name is Caleb Bailey, and I'm the class of 2021 president. I will let my fellow officers introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Maria Wader, and I am the vice president of the senior class.
Hi, my name is Saria Lane, and I am the secretary of the senior class.
Our class treasurer, Hannah Shipley, is unable to be here tonight because she's playing in a sectional lacrosse game. We want to thank all of you for the opportunity to be here tonight to invite you to our graduation ceremony on Saturday, June 26, 2021 at the Gordon Fieldhouse on the RIT campus. The ceremony begins at 7 p.m.
On behalf of the senior class, we would like to thank the administration and the Board of Education for all that you have done throughout our years here at Churchville-Chili, and especially all of you that you have done for us in our senior year to ensure the best experience possible, despite the challenges of the past year. We also want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our classmate, Caitlin Sipes, for representing the student body as the Board of Education student representative. Caitlin, thank you so much for your dedication and service to us as our classmates.
We are thrilled to have the opportunity to participate in the commencement ceremony together as a class, and we are honored to have you all a part of this important milestone in our lives. All the information you need are in the packets we'll hand out. Again, the class of 2021 thanks you for all that you do.
So this is in the script, but unfortunately, we don't know all of your names without the nameplates. So we may need a little help.
Thank you so much. Yeah, never forget, I've got you. Okay, so we have one more award. Dr. Repass, would you join me? And Caitlin, would you please come down front? So as Caitlin's classmates mentioned, Caitlin has been a participant or a liaison from the high school to the Board of Education and worked with us throughout this whole year, regardless of COVID. She's been present, and we also thank her parents for making sure she could get here safely. So Caitlin, on behalf of the Board of Education, obviously and myself, Mrs. Torsello, thank you so much for all of your contributions. Thank you for keeping us up to date. And thank you for your enthusiasm and honesty when it came to questions that the board asked of you in regard to how things were going and ways in which we could improve. So a small token, but thank you so much. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. That concludes our section of recognition and awards, and we would ask our students to stay. We do have a photographer here to take some photos. So Chris is here, so she'll just kind of tell you if she'd like you to stay here or go in the hall. Our lighting's not the best right now right here, so she might have a different place for you in space. So the Board of Education and cabinet members and other audience members that have registered for this evening, we're going to go back across the hall to the Board of Education room to complete the rest of our meeting. Thank you again, and congratulations to all of our families.
But I'll just have them pass it around and sign it. That way nobody has to get up. Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm going to resume back to our agenda tonight and start with my board president remarks. The Board of Education did meet earlier with our attorney to discuss exempt topics and then entered into a work session to discuss a future capital project. And the Board of Education entered in, we did not get time to enter into executive session. So I'm going to add that at the end. We will be doing that at the end for confidential information regarding negotiations, a legal issue, and the employment history of a particular person. There is an addendum to the personnel action items, which will need to be moved at the same time with the ones in your packet. And as I said, we do have a need for executive session at the end of the meeting. We've already done the amendments that we needed to make for the agenda. And the last piece that I would like to say as part of my president's remarks tonight, as part of my comments, I'd like to emphasize and remind our public stakeholders of one of our core beliefs, which is treating others with dignity, mutual respect, and honesty. In recent days and weeks, our administration and board have been challenged for our decisions made in alignment with state and county orders, which is to be expected in a climate where there are so many opinions and sides on an issue. The problem comes when these challenges are conveyed through social media platforms, emails, voicemails, and text messages using disparaging, offensive, harassing, and even some threatening language. What is most disappointing is the message it sends to children about how to reference and settle differences of opinion. The district administration has been overly patient with this type of treatment in recognition of the stress and extreme frustration our families are experiencing due to the inconsistent messaging provided through our media and our state and county officials. However, tonight, I want to say to our constituents that this is not okay. And we can do better. We have the opportunity in the few days left of this academic year to show the best side of ourselves and make a stronger effort to demonstrate our core belief of treating others with dignity, mutual respect, and honesty. To those of you who've shared your concerns in a respectful manner, our school leadership community thanks you for your partnership with us and the model you represent for our students while still getting your voice heard. Going forward, it is our hope that we can work together in partnership with all of our community members while still adhering to our core beliefs in this district. Thank you. Moving on to our agenda, we do have a student representative's report, but I'm going to tell the board we're going to circle back to Caitlin. She's getting her picture taken out there, so we'll do that later time. Mary, do we have privilege of the floor?
We do. We have Nicole Faulkner.
Great. Ms. Faulkner, can you come up to the podium here? Yeah. I just want to say with addressing the board this evening, please be aware that we will allow up to 5 individuals to speak. If you're addressing the board, please note that although this is a business meeting, that this the podium. This is open to the public.
And I have a speech disability.
Okay.
Can I get closer? Can I be 6 feet away? Oh, thank you.
I'd just like to, the board will listen to your questions and concerns, but you'll not receive an answer this evening. Concerns will be taken into consideration for potential future action by the board. Therefore, when you address the board, we ask that you adhere to the code of conduct when speaking. Do not mention individuals by name and keep your remarks to no more than 3 minutes. Okay.
All right. Well, I love to report in the language of my German ancestors and pay tribute to my Irish, French, and American Indian ancestors as well. I have a very diverse and proud heritage. So in German, Guten Abend, mein Damen und Herren. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nicole Faulkner. I have had my brilliant 15-year-old young man attending Churchville-Chili Central School District since he was in kindergarten. Recently, I have had a few issues with the school's politically correct curriculum. However, during the pandemic of 2020, when China seems to have intentionally released and infected the rest of the world with a lab-created virus and interfered with our election process, my eyes became wide open to the political aspects of our own community board of education. Like many concerned citizens, I was appalled to find out that Ms. Shushat, Principal Deputy Director at the CDC, had to step down due to emails implicating her in collusion with the American Federation of Teachers Unions. I hope you all are aware of that. The same group who lobbied against in-person learning for our children. This is not only unethical,
but a grotesque corruption on the part of the CDC and untrustworthy government agency and our own public schools. This is, of course, the same agency that this Board of Education uses. Sorry. This Board of Education uses and for guidelines protocol regarding our children's health and safety. As a parent, I am alarmed at this and literally frightened for my child's emotional and physical well-being. As I see it, a push using whatever means necessary for an emergency use authorized vaccine, unnecessary for children, especially those with SARS-CoV-2 antibodies, is underway. I also do not see an end in sight to the facial bondage referred to as masking of my child for the 2021-2022 school year, despite public health agencies in the US and around the world at most only recommending masks for this age group. Countless experts have stated that children should return to their normal lives without masks and regardless of vaccination status. State after state in our great republic has dropped these inhumane mandates. To date, there are 34 states that have no mask mandates. As you decide on your actions for the 2021-22 school year, know that maintaining the mandates constitutes gross negligence and abuse of our children by this body and school district. I personally do not expect you to protect our children. I know. As you were charged with when accepting your position on this board, I have experienced firsthand what mask mandates does for children. During the 2020 soccer tryouts, about a 2-hour activity, 2 hours, children were told to wear their mask over their nose and mouth while exerting extreme physical exertion in over 85-degree temperatures and high humidity.
Don't forget.
So,
5 minutes.
oh wait, no, I am speaking,
You get 5
reclaiming my time.
You get 5 minutes.
I have a speech disability.
Because 5 minutes is 5 minutes.
Hey, I have a disability and you're going to accommodate me reclaiming my time.
Please continue. Sum that up.
I repeat, children were told to wear their masks over their nose and mouth while exerting extreme physical exertion in 85-degree temperatures and high humidity. I checked the weather from that date. To only remove them, quote unquote, from Coach Mahoney, if you could
Please
stand
mention-
it any longer. If you couldn't stand it any
Mrs.
longer.
Butler, we were told not to mention people's names.
I'm sorry.
Well, please don't.
When my 14-year-old son got in the car, he was physically ill, asking for ibuprofen. He said he had a terrible headache and had never felt like this before. How dare you? Any caring adult knows that a 14-year-old child does not advocate for himself, especially my child who follows every rule. I will never forgive this Board of Education for what they allowed to happen to my son. Again, how dare you? Having and watching young children outside wearing masks while exerting themselves is abuse. I would like to see this Board of Education, every one of you, teachers, staff, and administration, run around the track, soccer fields, etc., while covering your mouth and nose for at least 40 minutes, because my son was asked to do it for 2 hours. If I find out there are long-term effects to what you allowed, there will be consequences for hurting my child, my only child. Please turn off your AC and wear your mask all day. Perhaps then you might have to appreciate the dangerous and physically painful and abusive disrespect of our precious children.
I have to ask you to sum up and adhere to the time limit.
I have a speech disability.
I hear you, but
I
this is not,
need extra
this is
time
a
for
public
that.
business meeting for the board.
In closing, I want our Board of Education to know that I no longer sit by and hope for a change for the status quo of compliance to Albany's corruption. This body has an obligation to act immediately to end this abuse of our children. Otherwise, you will be liable. In addition, I will be forced to pull my child from the school he has attended for 10 years. This will most certainly create extreme emotional and financial hardship on my family. As I have white privilege, I realize I shouldn't be bothered by this, but I am.
Mrs. Putner.
If I
Mrs.
am
Putner.
forced to leave this state,
This
it
is
will
point of
husband me time to care for our home and his elderly mother.
To sit down.
This BOE will play a part
Point
in
of order. I have
separating
someone
a
to second
loving father from his
5 minutes,
teenage
ma'am.
May I have
son.
a motion to close the meeting, please?
Close the meeting.
Thank you. No, you don't have to. All right, I'd like to call to order the meeting again, this business meeting of the Board of Education, June 8th, 2021. Going to resume the meeting and move back on the agenda. Thank you, Caitlin, for returning after all your honors across the hall. We are glad that you are here tonight and to give us a report.
Well, I'm sure Mrs. Orler is going to talk about a lot of these things in her superintendent update, but we've had lots of exciting events in the high school, especially for the seniors the past couple weeks. So the seniors celebrated Decision Day 2 weeks ago. We got to go down into the new pool hallway and decorate little raindrops for our senior display with our future plans. And then we also had the high school award ceremony detailing the community and scholarship awards last week. And then CCPAC has been used countless times for concerts for both chorus, band, orchestra. The dance recital will take place in the CCPAC tomorrow evening. So I know there's been lots of events going on at school. We've also had junior prom last weekend on Friday, and they had beautiful weather, and I've heard lots of great things about that event, and we're looking forward to senior ball this Friday. And then senior day is actually tomorrow, so that includes a breakfast for students, graduation rehearsal, and then the senior march around their elementary schools. So we are all really looking forward to that as well. As far as clubs go, executive council applications were submitted, and we have lots of new faces for the club next year. And they decided to stick with the seasons, which was supposed to be this year's homecoming theme, for next year. That way we can do it the proper justice. And then Link Crew as well accepted their new members for next year and sent out dates for freshman orientation, which will be August 25th. This was the first week that seniors were allowed back 4 days a week, and already the classroom dynamic has shifted greatly, and there's so much conversation going on in class. And so we're all very thankful and grateful for that opportunity. And then class elections were also held. So there are new officers for the freshman, sophomore, and junior class, or senior class now, rising. And then I just want to close by saying thank you so much for this opportunity. I have absolutely loved being here monthly and just learning so much more about how the school functions and works. And so just thank you for your patience and your grace with me as I've gotten used to this. And on behalf of all the students, thank you for all that you've done this year to make this year the most possible year, especially for the seniors, the best possible senior year we have in these circumstances. So I thank you guys so much, and I have so much gratitude.
Thank you. Thank you for your modeling in our school. You know, you're a great role model. You have a great future ahead of you. And we've been really blessed as a school for having you part of our high school for 4 years in our district since kindergarten.
Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. All right, next we have a superintendent update. So I just have a few items to update, and Caitlin, I actually left that for you for all of the senior report, so we're doing awesome job. On June 3rd, we held a lottery drawing for placements into the UPK program. There were 98 applicants, including 2 sets of twins. Of the 54 students who were placed in the classrooms for UPK, 50 of them received their first choice in their homeschool catchment area. The remaining 44 students were placed on the wait list, and we have 4 outside agencies that are interested in hosting a 4th location, which could potentially open 18 more seats. The request for proposal, otherwise known as an RFP, will be sent out to each of those agencies this week. And we anticipate selecting a cooperating agency to recommend to the Board of Education at our next meeting in June. Special thanks to Mr. Bosco, Sue Witter, Renee Mulroney, Eileen Johnson, Jackie Majera, and Mandy for their leadership and coordination and making all of this work in such a short time frame. So thank you very much. Our current vaccination rate in the district is 75% for teachers and 64% for staff. We are close to that 70% rate, which was recently highlighted by the governor. We are excited to welcome back over 130 seniors, as Caitlin mentioned, who have requested to attend 4 days of in-person instruction beginning this week. Approximately 230 individuals have provided survey input for the federal funding. Of those, 178 are parents, 47 staff members, and 5 community members. Board members, at your seats this evening, you will find a copy of an advocacy letter to the governor from our Monroe County Council of School Superintendents. This is in reference to requesting the return of local control for reopening our schools in September. And more to come on that, and I will have a draft for you for our own Board of Education to follow suit as well at our next meeting. So with that, that's the update I have for you. Leads us to program. First action item was the Committee on Special Education and Preschool Special Education Recommendations. We have a motion to approve those. Amy, second. By Steve, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Needing to abstain. The modifications to policy 7680, independent educational evaluations. We have a motion to approve this. May I say something about that first? I didn't have time to call. There was one feature on that that I want to just relook at the money and direction of what requirement credentials were for a psychological evaluation. They listed, I'm sorry, I don't have a code of it, but it said something like licensed clinical psychologist, certified school psychologist. Outside evaluations, certified school psychologists are not allowed or permitted to do evaluations legally by the state of New York outside of the school district. So they have to be employed by the school district. So I think that just needs a little bit of wordsmith, but I didn't.
Well, you can table it if you want, and we'll bring it back next meeting. So we can do that.
I'm sorry, because I just saw it this afternoon and reread it again and looked it up. So
was that on the policy or the regulations?
it was a policy written in red. So it was on that one sheet that had all the red. It does.
Why don't we table it?
I'm
Do
sorry.
you want to recommend we table it?
I'll motion we table it.
Okay. I apologize for the late stuff, but I just think the wording has to be exactly right. We'll catch it till this afternoon. Okay. All right, then there is discussion items. There's 2020-21 enrollment update, and we have Julio here to give us an update.
Okay, so since our last update, since May 3rd, actually, we've had 4 students move in and 3 students move out. So net of 1 extra student. So we are currently at 3,672 students. And we are utilizing this information at the present time to start to build our schedules for next year. So that's all in the works, as Lori said, beginning with pre-K now forward. So very excited about that. And again, we will be giving another update in a couple of weeks, probably in early June. Any questions? Great, thank you.
We have personnel action items, including the amendments. So let's start with the confidential administrative handbook and part-time confidential handbook. A motion to approve those handbooks as presented. John, second by Kathy. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any to abstain? Classified and non-classified personnel actions, including the addendum. We have a motion. Mike G, and second by Steve. All those in favor? Anyone opposed or needing to abstain? And then we have a new policy, 3421, Title IX. A motion to approve that policy is presented. Amy, second by Kathy. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Needing to abstain? And modifications to policy 6120, the equal employment opportunity, as presented in your packet. You have a motion? Kathy, second by John. All those in favor? Anyone opposed or needing to abstain? We have no discussion items under personnel, and so we go to business action items. The reorganizational meeting date was in your packet. A motion to adopt that resolution setting reorg for July 13th, 2021. Kristen, motion by Kristen, second by Kathy. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? And then there is also a school lunch supplies cooperative bid in your packet. May I have a motion to accept that supply bid? Amy, second by Mike G. All those in favor? Anyone opposed or needing to abstain? And there's a phase 5 CES window project that we've been talking about, and the bid award, motion to accept the CES window project and move on with it. Okay, Kathy, second by Amy. All those in favor? Anyone opposed or needing to abstain? All right, moves us on to discussion item. We have Frank here to lead us. Oh, I forgot the amendment. Yes, the amendment for the business corrective action plan from the audit. Sorry.
So our internal audit report for June 30th of 20. We asked from our audit committee, we asked the auditor to audit Booster Club. And we had a couple of comments that we had to give a corrective action plan. So the state's required an audit that corrective action plan be approved by the Board of Education before we can submit it. So that's what we're trying to do tonight. In the past, they haven't asked for that approval.
Questions for Frank or no? May I have a motion to accept it? Mike G, second by Amy. All those in favor? Anyone needing opposed or needing to abstain?
Thank you.
Sure. And it does move us on to a discussion on utilization of reserves. Frank, you're gonna lead us in that discussion?
Sure. So this is a follow-up for what we started doing a couple years ago, where the state requires us to identify all of our reserve funds when they began with our district and purpose of each reserve funds, and then we get the balance. So we're showing here our balances as of June 30th, 20. And then what we anticipate, we feel the proper balance should be, and that stems from our last comptroller report, audit report, which was back probably in 16. We're actually due for another audit. They're all around us. They just haven't come to us just yet. But they've asked us to identify, what should our balance be and try to get to that number over time. As you know, the two, the unemployment and the workers' comp, we have put money into that over the last few years and have not put any additional money in our capital reserve in anticipation of a financial issue with the state, which we were talking about throughout the budget process this year, I'm sorry. And then at the end, that just turned 180 totally around. And we ended up with miraculously out this month. So that's just something that we still have parameters that we, over the next 4 years, to get to those numbers. But again, it's a Board of Education decision. Rainy day funds, state, as they were threatening us this past year to cut up to $3-4 million just in mid-year. You need money to survive and get you through the difficult times like we did back in 08, 09. Fortunately, it didn't happen at this particular time, but who knows what the next few years has in store. So this is just an update. If there's any questions on each of the reserves, it talks about what the retirement contribution reserve, what it is, the tax tertiary reserve, and we have people, businesses, residents challenging their tax assessments if they are successful and they get a reduced tax amount or assessment. That's monies that we would end up losing because our tax rates are already will be set by the time we get the final decisions. But this gives us a little reserve just in case company settles for $200,000-300,000 change. So we're not out all that money. And then we mentioned our two capital project reserves that we have. One, it's got $3 million in it. The other one's got about 10 or so, 11. They have $15 million max. The first one in 09, that's fully been funded, $3 million left approximately. The other one was started in 17. I believe we could still put up to about $4 million more into that reserve before it's maxed. And we've used those for all of our capital projects that we've been doing. If there's any questions?
Questions for Frank? Thank you, Frank. Committee event reports. Steve, do you have any committee or event reports?
Just a couple modified softball girls games, which is great. Short season, but good to see them all out playing. They had a great season.
Amy?
I was at the employee recognition ceremony last Wednesday.
John and I actually went to the safety and security meeting a few Wednesdays ago. Security updates, nothing really major. Behavioral issues are up because of everybody coming back. Student conflicts, a little bit of the vaping. Outside school social media, try and say that 5 times fast. Little up on that, nothing major. We did have some fire inspection results. No written report, but there's some minor violations. All the curtains in the district have to come down. They have to have the tags on the curtains saying that they are fire retardant or such. So that has to come down. They have to label some rescue windows, and most of the artwork, all the artwork from the ceilings that are hanging, they have to come down as well. Other than that, it was pretty much uneventful, and that was just the small little stuff that we got done. If there's anything else that I missed.
Enjoyed the minutes covered with now.
Mike?
I attended the employee recognition.
I did attend the high school wind ensemble band concert last week, so it was nice to be back and see you back and have some normalcy. So it's good.
I went to the annual meeting for Monroe County School Boards, which was well attended, and tomorrow
is our last legislative meeting. The only reason I'm bringing it up early is because we're meeting with the regions. So there's a whole set of talking points around all the issues we faced with this year to review with the regions tomorrow at lunchtime. Continue with our advocacy.
I went to some of the choral things at the high school. Amazing to be in. In fact, I think the families were really glad to be back in there again in person and opposed to looking at the virtual. So grateful for that. Also, we had our last DASA meeting of the year this morning. That's our diversity, equity, access committee. It's really widely represented through the district. And I don't want to remember her name. Laiba, sorry, I don't want to mispronounce her name, but I started my day with her and I ended my day, but she's an impressive young woman and who's been invested in what the work is there, along with another senior student, Demi. So that was impressive this morning. I think the work that they're continuing to try to do is expand the committee with student representation beyond just race and maybe sexual identity and some other areas that we just want to expand the student population to have more of interaction with that. Also, I think the administrators are working hard on activities to continue forward, and also student representation to come and speak to the board on what some of the initiatives and things that they're doing. Wanted to know if the board would be interested in interfacing with that committee, and I said this morning that we would be interested in seeing a part of what their work is and how to get more involved in their work and be a part of their work. So it was a good meeting.
I also went to the planning recognition.
Okay.
That's kudos. We lost
I did
really good
too.
staff this year retired.
I think it was nice to
It was
see
a
that
wonderful
dinner or that time after not having it last year. So thank you to the district for doing that. All right, may I have a motion to move into executive session? Steve, second by Mike G. All those in favor?